What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the world of layovers, the airports that turn a simple connection into a full-on endurance test. We've all sprinted through endless corridors, desperately searching for a gate, only to get lost in a maze of confusing signs and duty-free shops. Some airports seem designed to confuse, with terminals miles apart and signage that leaves you stranded. To save you some pain, I've compiled the ultimate list of navigational nightmares, based on real traveler stories and reviews. We're counting down the 7 airports that make layovers a marathon, where finding your gate is half the battle. Let's get started. First up, London Heathrow, a city-sized airport that's as confusing as it is massive. Heathrow connects you to the world, but getting from Terminal 2 to Terminal 5 can feel like a quest. It's not just the distance, it's the patchwork layout, built over decades with little rhyme or reason. You'll follow signs down escalators, through endless corridors, and up again, only to feel like you're back where you started. The signage is everywhere, but rarely tells you how far you have to go. For frequent flyers, Heathrow is a puzzle you eventually solve. For everyone else, it's a stress test. Transfers between terminals are the real challenge. Think buses, trains, and security lines that eat up your layover. Ask 3 employees for directions, and you'll get 3 different answers. The crowds add to the chaos, making it hard to read signs or move quickly. A 4-hour layover can vanish in a 3-hour trek, leaving you sweaty and frazzled at your gate. I once followed colored lines, took a perimeter bus, and still felt lost. Heathrow is a shared struggle for travelers. The sheer volume of people and the endless walking make it a sensory overload. If you're connecting here, wear your best walking shoes and give yourself way more time than you think you'll need. Download a terminal map before you land. It's a lifesaver. Heathrow will get you anywhere, but the journey inside is a marathon. Respect the beast, and don't underestimate the trek. Comfortable shoes are a must. Plan ahead, and you might just make your connection. Otherwise, prepare for a workout. Heathrow, where the layover is the adventure. Next, we land in Paris at Charles de Gaulle, an airport that's more puzzle than passageway. CDG's futuristic design looks cool, but inside, it's a maze of circular terminals, endless escalators, and dead-end corridors. The signage is small, poorly placed, and often disappears when you need it most. Terminal 2 isn't one building, it's a sprawl of separate structures, each a trek apart. Moving from 2E to 2F, expect a long walk, a bus ride, or a train, with ambiguous signs leading the way. Many travelers miss connections here, not because of delays, but because they simply get lost. Even French speakers struggle with the logic of the layout. Terminal 2G is infamous, a remote outpost requiring a hidden shuttle bus. Within terminals, the distances are vast, and moving walkways are often out of service. By the time you reach your gate, you feel like you've run a marathon. CDG's brutalist architecture prioritizes form over function, leaving travelers frustrated and exhausted. Study the airport map before you arrive, and don't rely on signs alone. Ask for directions early and often, and give yourself plenty of time. CDG will test your patience and your sense of direction. It's a beautiful mess. Be ready for the challenge. If you're connecting here, plan ahead. Know your terminals, and don't underestimate the walk. Paris may be the city of love, but its airport is a test of endurance. Survive CDG, and you've earned your croissant. Now to Frankfurt, Germany's mega hub, where efficiency meets exhaustion. The airport's 2 main terminals are massive, with concourses that stretch for what feels like miles. Land at Concourse A, connect at Z, prepare for a marathon. Moving walkways help, but the distances are daunting. Signs point you in the right direction, but never tell you how long the walk will be. A wrong turn can add 20 minutes to your journey. Connecting between terminals means finding the Skyline train or a shuttle. Easier said than done. Once you arrive, another maze awaits, often with more security checks. The process is time-consuming and mentally taxing. Families and travelers with mobility issues find it especially tough. Terminal 1's layout is notorious, concourses stitched together in a confusing sprawl. You'll clock thousands of steps just making a single connection. Preparation is key. Wear comfortable shoes, pack light, and add extra time for walking. Don't underestimate the sprawl. Frankfurt will test your endurance. It's efficient for planes, but grueling for people. If you survive Frankfurt, you've earned your pretzel. Plan ahead, and you might just make it to your gate on time. Heading to the US, we hit LAX, an icon of travel frustration. LAX is a collection of 9 terminals in a U-shape, mostly unconnected behind security. Changing terminals? You'll exit, walk or shuttle outside and go through security again. Shuttle buses are slow and crowded, and walking means dodging traffic with little signage. Even within terminals, layouts are cramped and confusing, with outdated signs. Construction is constant, so routes change and detours pop up overnight. The Tom Bradley International Terminal is modern, but the rest feels stuck in the past. Your experience depends on which terminals you use. Some are world-class, others a headache. LAX's design wasn't built for today's travel volume, making connections a gamble. Always check your terminals in advance and give yourself hours, not minutes, for transfers. Pray you don't have to change terminals, but if you do, be ready for a journey. LAX is an airport of separate islands. Getting between them is half the battle. Until all terminals are connected, layovers here are a test of patience. If you make your connection, consider it a win. LAX, where the layover is a race against time. Plan ahead and you might just beat the odds. Otherwise, prepare for chaos. Welcome to LA. Next, Dubai International, ultra-modern, hyper-efficient, and staggeringly huge. Terminal 3 alone is the world's largest, with concourses that feel endless. Walking from one end to another can take 30-40 minutes, even at a brisk pace. The airport's scale is disorienting, everything is big, and the signage doesn't prepare you for the epic trek. Internal trains help, but you'll still walk a lot just to reach them. The process is streamlined but not quick. An hour of your layover can vanish in transit. First-timers are often overwhelmed by the crowds, lights, and sheer size. Finding a quiet spot is tough. The airport never sleeps. Amenities are world-class, but you might not have time to enjoy them if you're racing to your gate. Gate numbers can be confusing and distances between them are significant. Dubai demands stamina. Comfortable shoes are a must. Budget your time carefully and use travelators whenever possible. Don't be fooled by the sleek look, the distances are real. If you're connecting at DXB, be ready for a hike. Dubai, where the airport is a city and your layover is a journey. Now to Toronto Pearson, Canada's busiest airport and a true test of your step count. Terminal 1 is a vast linear expanse. Land at one end, depart from the other, and you're in for a marathon. The walk from international gates to US connections is especially long and tiring. Fast walkways help, but the distances are still daunting. Signage is mostly clear, but at key junctions, it can be ambiguous. Connecting from international to US flights means long walks, customs, and pre-clearance. Many travelers are caught off guard by the trek, especially after a long-haul flight. The architecture is modern but monotonous, endless corridors with little change in scenery. The link train connects terminals, but you'll still walk plenty to reach it. Changing airlines can mean another round of security and more walking. Pearson is clean and efficient, but it will give you your daily steps. If you're connecting, budget extra time for walking, and don't hesitate to ask for directions. Use the express walkways, and keep an eye on the signs. Toronto Pearson, where the walk never ends. Survive the trek, and you've earned your poutine. Plan ahead, and you'll make it through. Finally, Beijing Capital's Terminal 3, a colossal dragon-shaped marvel that's as daunting as it is beautiful. The distances here are measured in kilometers, not meters. An automated train connects the main terminal to the international concourses, but even then, you'll face a long walk to your gate. The journey from security to gate can easily take 30-45 minutes. Signs are there, but the scale is hard to grasp until you're in it. Language barriers add to the challenge, with some signs and announcements only in Mandarin. The vast, airy corridors can feel endless and isolating. Connecting here means navigating immigration, customs, and a multi-stage trek to your next gate. The crowds and sheer size can be overwhelming even for seasoned travelers. I once thought I was close to my gate, only to find another 15-minute walk ahead. The grandeur is impressive, but the walk is relentless. If you're flying through PK, give yourself a huge buffer of time. Don't dawdle. Head straight for the train and keep moving. Beijing's Terminal 3, where the architecture is stunning but the journey is epic. Survive the behemoth and you've earned your dumplings. There you have it. 7 airports where layovers are a marathon, not a break. Size, confusing layouts, and poor signage can turn a simple connection into a stressful adventure. These airports are engineering marvels, but the human experience often gets lost in the scale. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your worst airport layover story? Share it in the comments. Let's help each other become smarter, savvier travelers. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe for more real-world travel tips. Safe travels, and may your next connection be a short walk. Until next time.